Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at Fob's Hot Spot and Restaurant, 21 Rae Street in Rae Town. We want to thank them very much for hosting us, for giving us an opportunity to meet and sit and greet and reminisce about Shanika Anderson, that beautiful 6-year-old little girl that left us 14 years ago. But we swear we'll never forget Shanika Anderson until a killer or killers are brought to justice. Will we find him? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum with Big Stone. It was 14 years ago when a beautiful 6-year-old little girl went to the Coronation Market along with her mother, Ruth Green. It was on this day, this Saturday, that poor little Shanika Anderson and another little youth, about 10, 11 years old, was at the Coronation Market and was abducted from the Coronation Market. This culprit took poor little Shanika Anderson and this little 10-year-old little youth to St. William Grants Park. While they were at the park, the little youth came back and told the story. He pointed the youth to some men playing poker or playing three-card wally or whatever the situation was, and he slipped away with poor little Shanika Anderson. The mother, Ruth Green, distraught, couldn't find her daughter, went to the police station, went to the Darling Street police station and reported her daughter missing. The policeman on duty said, "Sorry, we cannot help you because it takes 24 hours before you can file a missing person report." Can you imagine a little 6-year-old little girl? Could she have been gone on a date? What was the emergency that should have been put in effect immediately? An ATB, an all points bulletin, should have been put in place immediately. And just maybe, if the Jamaica Constabulary Force did just that, we would have found little Shanika. Because the following day at about 4 o'clock in Rae Town, her lifeless body was found amongst some bushes. I am hurt to my heart when I saw the news, and I reached out to Ruth, reached out to Harold Anderson, the father of Shanika Anderson. When I found Ruth and she told me the story, this little girl was in my mind. 14 years then, 14 years now. I will never ever forget her. To my left is the mother of little Shanika Anderson, Ruth Green. To my further left is the president of the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. We're talking about Eru Aisha Kamusa Menelik. To my further left is the vice president of the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. We're talking about famed attorney at law, Miguel Lawn. To my right is Renegade, reggae music stalwart, aspiring artist on the rise, Renegade. This is the brother of Shanika Anderson. Today, Boxing Day, and we know the consequences of Boxing Day, how they box up leftover foods for the slaves on the plantation. So this is not a holiday for us, has never been. We have decided to meet here today and to accompany Ruth and Renegade, and of course Eru and brother Miguel Lawn, to the spot where little Shanika Anderson was found. We want closure on this case. It has been 14 long years. Social media wasn't prevalent at the time. So we're using now the power of social media, because guess what? The killer or killer of little Shanika Anderson has never been found. Yes, one person was brought into custody, but when they tested his DNA, they could not find a match because the killer left his DNA in little Shanika Anderson. Ruth Green, how you doing? I know you're not feeling so well today. How are you?
I'm not good.
I know.
Because in the first place, I think if I had to get help from the police, maybe we'd find Shanika body. Because when I went and saw Shanika body, the doctor told me that she was freshly dead. So if from overnight it did happen,
Should have been rigor mortis would have set it.
I went to Darling Street Police Station.
All right, before you went to Darling Street Police Station, take us back to the Coronation Market that day. Tell us what happened that day.
I was selling in the Coronation Market for years, whole heap of years. Took them to market with me, yes. When evening come, would I leave them and go buy whatever and come back. Every week it was that. So when I came back that particular evening, they told me she went away with all the girl, friend, neighbor, schoolmate, whatever. Anyway, I was there waiting, can't see them come back. Shortly after, I see the little boy come back. When the little boy come back, he told me that they went to the park and they was watching the Magic Man and then they didn't see where Shanika turned. So I went into the Darling Street Police Station with this information. They said 24 hours for missing person. I went back to next one, what's the name? Central. It was the same thing. Anyway, I waited in town, no Shanika. I went home. So I was living in Maxwell Avenue at the time. I go to Hunts Bay Police Station. This was the police lady told me, why me take it there if I report it in town? I say yes, but because I'm living in Maxwell Avenue, I came there. Just like that. The following morning I get up with her picture, go back to Central Police Station. I was there from about 6 o'clock in the morning till about 9 o'clock. Nobody talked to me, nobody look at me. Shanika's father come there and he begin to rear. So they told me, they said something to me. They said I must take her picture down by CVM. When I went to CVM told me that it need a letter from the police station to take her, for them to do anything. I came back to Darling Street Police Station and told him. So that was when I reached back to the TV station to have a run it. And I just believe if the police them did give me some better help, even the morning that I was there from around 6 o'clock because I couldn't sleep, till around 9 going to 10, nobody look at me. Yeah.
Is it, ladies and gentlemen, because she's from the lower Maxwell Avenue area, a very poor community, dilapidated community? Is it because of those reasons and she's a black woman? Because we have to say these things. Classism play a very big role in Jamaica. So when you got the news that they found Shanika, where were you and what happened then?
I don't even know.
You lost. You don't even know.
I don't even know.
She don't even know. She don't even know. Brother Heru, what are your thoughts on this? I know you're freshly with the case. How do you feel about the injustice of Shanika?
Well, let me tell you, Jamaica is so divided on the line of class. We have two Jamaica, and we have to face it. There's one law for the rich and one law for the poor. The Honorable Marcus Garvey in 1929, he said he was about to create an egalitarian society for Jamaica, which everyone would be equal under the law. It is not so. If Sister Ruth Green had gotten some assistance from the police, that young child would have been found. When we look at the principle that we should live under, it takes a village to raise a child. So everyone seeing whichever person with those two children walking would have an eye on them and possibly interrogate them to find out why are these two children walking with this individual. That is the principle that we must live by. I live by that principle. If I see something suspicious with children, I am going to investigate and satisfy myself. That's how I live my life. I had a basic school with 72 students from 3-year-old to 12 years old. And I protected all my 72 children. Right now, I am entrusted with 63 children from a basic school because one of the teachers who used to teach at my school told the principal, this man is a man who looks after children. As a nation, we need to come out and protect our children. They are the next generation. Their interests must be our priority. And I grieve with the sister to know if she had gotten some assistance from the police, if there were certain principles that had been set up by the parliamentarians in way of passing laws that would truly protect the child. We have the Child Care and Protection Act, but it is not being enforced. It is just there on paper. So until these people who are in charge of the government put proper policies in place, we're going to continue to lose children in this sort of way. We have to create one society.
Sure. Powerful, very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. To my further left, famed attorney Vigil. What are your thoughts on such an injustice?
You see, so much things can happen in 24 hours. So how can you have a policy like that, you know, that you have to wait 24 hours before you start looking? And they started looking same time, you know. Maybe we could have, at least we'd be hot on the trail, and consequences might have been different. I too am associated with several schools in the downtown area, basic schools and infant schools and so on. I'm part of the St. Barnabas Basic School, which is in Fletcher's Land. I'm a member of the board of that school, and so on. And there are numerous other schools that we work with. Now, we got to find a way now that DNA was found on the scene. How do we find that person to match that DNA? One of the things, you know, that we need to do, because persons who commit a crime like this doesn't commit one crime in isolation. If not a similar crime, they commit others. So we have got to have a system that other persons know when you're taken into custody and you're convicted, then your DNA goes into the database. Then at some point now, we could see if consequential acts of the DNA of that person can be matched back with this DNA found here. That's one way, not just for Shanika, but generally. The second thing now that we have to set up now, this thing is happening frequently, where little children are being missing and are being mauled and assaulted and killed and so on and so forth. There must be a special unit within the police force, which will be a rapid response unit, possible in each parish. Because it will be difficult, say for example, Montego Bay, for a unit to travel from Kingston to Montego Bay quickly. So you'd have, and you would have at least, if it's even a motorbike, assigned to that unit. That bike doesn't go on any other mission. It is there that when we get these reports, we can say, Madam, where was the child last? And if a car is available, if other officers are available, yes. But if not, at least we know that bike is available to deal with this situation, because it happens almost every day. And if we say we love our children, and if we say we want to give them a future, then the sacrifice can't be too much. That we know there are Kingston and St. Andrew and 12 other parishes or 11 other parishes, that we know that there is some form of rapid response by the officers so that they can be hot on the trail when a child is missing. Now, so from Shanika's death, we must learn and put other measures in place. But nevertheless, we are going to be going out and ensure in 2020 that something must be done. Somebody must have seen something. We are going to ask, if you can't get in touch with the police, we are going to give out numbers that you can get in touch with any one of us here. We know some people don't want to, you know, we know the situation in Jamaica, and people sometimes are a little afraidish, but please, just give us certain information as to regarding Shanika, but the 14 years that have passed won't deter us from seeking justice.
Thank you very much, Brother Miguel Lawn. Rapid response is what my brother said. We must have an all points bulletin set up immediately. Now they have the Ananda alert, which is good, but that was before. Shanika was before. Shanika Anderson is the poster child. Reason being why we choose Shanika as a poster child. She was murdered on the 1st of May. We in Jamaica declare that day as Child's Month. So if we have a brutal, wicked, malicious killing as Shanika Anderson, then she will always be my poster child of suffering. Courtney Walker, we balance the scale. 10 years later, in Bamboo River, was sexually assaulted and stabbed 57 times, and then they cut his throat. If the system was set in place from Shanika Anderson, then we probably would not have had a Courtney Walker situation. To my right is Renegade, reggae artist Renegade, and also the brother of Shanika Anderson. How do you feel, man, for us to have gathered here on this day?
Well, it's a good feeling knowing the cause that we gathered here for. Yeah, but it's also a painful feeling on the opposite side, knowing that where the situation is coming from brought us to this point. Yes, sir. I'm just saying, I have to agree with you on
Brother
Miguel, rapid response. I mean, we're using this platform now, my little sister, to actually bring the awareness some more, and I hope it struck that kind of attention. But like I said, the social media wasn't that popular at that time. Now we're using this platform to say to everybody who can and everybody who's supposed to, let's save our children. No matter kill no more of the youth them. Okay. Too much of the youth them gone already. And sometimes even fret for my kids then when I come up. Because I mean, based on experience, past experience. I mean, my little sister was just only 6 years old. Yeah, when I got the news, it was like, okay, all nerves just gone out of my body. I can't keep that level of couldn't keep that level of focusness. There was just a lot of things that was transpiring at that time. It was awful, it was painful. I mean, it was a lot of things, but yet still we still keep it positive. And right now, I have to say a big maximum respect to you, Father Big Stone, that has been protocane with this from day one, and never ever think to put down the flag. You always keep the flag up, and you always been vindicated and still doing it now. So I want to say big thank you, and I hope this message that we're sending right now becomes a signature message for this kind of situation. Godfather.
We know that a lot of children have been murdered. Unique Francis in Arnett Garden recently. Poor little Unique. Her mother smelled what appears to be burning dog 11 o'clock at night. Can you believe it? It was the body of her daughter, Unique Francis, that was burning. It touches the core of my heart. We have this mentality that informer, if you're dead, well, guess what? I am an informer for our children. I am an informer for our children, because guess what? Whatever happened to little Shanika Anderson and Courtney Walker and Unique Francis and thousands of others, if you go downtown right now close to the KCC, there is a symbol, they call it the Garden of Hope, that they set up. There's not even one spot left on that monument. It is filled to capacity. We are losing our children, and we continue to lose our children. Right about now, Ruth, I know nothing that we can say will help to bring back your daughter. But it's the holiday, and I want to give you a little token of my appreciation. In this envelope is $5,000. I know we cannot bring your daughter back, but I want you to have it. I love you, Ruth. I want you to have it. Ladies and gentlemen, it hurt my heart. Guess what? I made a pledge to Shanika 14 years ago. We are going to find whoever did this to little Shanika Anderson. And I made a pledge 10 years later to the mother Roma Taylor of Courtney Walker. We are going to find who did this to our children. I feel we picked them. We must love them, take care of them, honor them, because they are the future of this country. The mother of creation is a woman, not a man. So we must continue to protect our women. We're now going to move to the location in Rae Town where little Shanika body was found. Thank you all for watching, and please have a great day. Thank you. I love you, Ruth. Hello.
Blessings.
Yeah. Never give up the fight, man. Never. Never. Never.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies until all my fears are gone. And I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. No, I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. I've been born again to your family. Your blood flows through my veins. And I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. No, I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Oh, I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Oh, I have no fear because your love is taking from me. And I am surrounded by the arms of a Father. I am surrounded.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. It has been 14 years ago. 14 long years, and still we have no answer as to what happened to our baby, our queen, Shanika Anderson. She would have been 20 years old if she had survived this brutal onslaught from this monster. So here we are today. They consider it Boxing Day, the 26th of December 2019. And I'm here with Shanika's mother, Ruth Green, Eru Aishakamusa Menelik, the president of the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. I'm also here with the vice president, Miguel Lawn, famed attorney at law. And then of course, Shanika Anderson's brother, reggae artist Renegade. We're here to pay our respect and to keep the memories floating in this time, 14 years later, to show the world that, hey, we're not onto the hype of social media where we did the likes and the subscribe under this. We're doing this because we want to open the eyes of Jamaicans scattered all over the world. I want you to know about this case because most of you might not even aware of this case because it happened so long ago. But Shanika Anderson, name must be forever on your lips, in your mind, and in your heart. Eru, how you feel standing on holy ground? Because this poor little girl from Maxwell Avenue is an angel. She came here for a reason. She gave up her life for other young children not to suffer the way she suffered. So I consider Shanika Anderson an angel an angel. Haru, what you have to say on the spot, and place your read as you speak.
It grieves my heart to know that a life was taken away. That promise, 6 years old. This promise would have been 20 years old in this year. Could have been our next female prime minister. A great person had been taken away in the life of Shanika Anderson. Let us as a family remember the African way. It takes a village to raise a child. Let us not lose any more of our children. Let us prevent before the event. Let us be aware of our circumstances. Let us always be vigilant and look out for our children. They are indeed our future. Shanika, I remember you always, my dear. Blessed love.
Brother Miguel Lon, what are your thoughts on this day, 14 years later, at the spot where Shanika Anderson's body was found?
At this spot, as we stand here, we can look out over the sea. We are looking out there now and we are seeing that wide ocean before us. What we must do is to ensure that Shanika Anderson is never forgotten. The black race must ensure that when these things happen, we never ever forget. And that our pursuit for justice is not a short sprint, but a long distance course that you don't complete until it finishes. So, with great honor and respect to this young angel who in her brief stay with us has not only enlightened us, but has drawn our commitment to her and to all the other children to ensure that this is not repeated. Give thanks. Ashe!
Ashe!
Ashe! The brother of Shanika Anderson, reggae star, Renegade.
Well, on this day, and this time, at this moment, I thought Shanika Anderson would have been a bigger breadwinner than I am because of her whole attitude towards life. I mean, this is like a permanent scar that I think, or a permanent wound that will never heal for me and my mother and the rest of the family. But it also inspires me in a lot of situations and motivate me in a lot of situations that look, listen, even though she's gone, we still have to be here strong mentally and physically to support each other. But it's my condolences once again, and it's more than words can even explain how I feel this moment about my little sister Shanika Anderson. Will never ever 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 leave my thoughts and my memories. Love for life, love till death.
Ruth,
Ashe.
you feel like Ashe. You want to
Ashe.
say anything, Ruth? She can't say nothing, and I understand, and I'm not even gonna insist that she speak. I am her voice. I am the voice of Shanika Anderson. I am the voice of Courtney Walker. I am the voice of thousands of our children that has been murdered in this country. Murdered and killed and raped and dumped. Look at the terrain where little Shanika Anderson is so far distant from Maxwell Avenue. It'll take about an hour from Maxwell Avenue to get over here. What is Shanika Anderson doing here? What is this little 6-year-old girl doing here? And guess what? Her tragedy possibly could have been prevented if the police department did their job and didn't work by a guideline that was set by a system, because you can't blame that individual policeman on duty. It is the regulation and rule of the Jamaica Constabulary Force that if a person, whether a child or an adult, goes missing, you need at least 24 hours before you can report that. I can understand if an adult go missing, then that's their own business to do whatever, and you need that much time. But what time will you give to a 6-year-old girl? What you have done is to create that time span so that killer or killer can do whatever they want with little Shaniqua, wash up, dump the body, and go watch it on the evening news. Brother Miguel Lawn said rapid response. Heru echoed rapid response. Renegade echo rapid response. Big Stone echo rapid response. Immediately as our child goes missing. We don't want to hear no talk about 24 hours, 8 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour. We need immediate rapid response. Shanika Anderson, I love you then, 14 years ago, and I will always love you. You are my poster child of suffering because you was murdered on the 1st of May that we say and declare it's Child's Month. I will never forget you, Shanika, and may your soul find eternal rest. Before I place my rose, I'm going to ask the mother of Shanika Anderson to place her rose.
Ashe!
Ashe! Ashe! Shanika Anderson, I will never forget you. You will always be in my heart. And today, the 26th of December 2019, 14 years ago, they brought your body right here. I will never forget you. This is for you and all the children that was murdered in this country. I salute you, Queen. You are my Queen. You will forever be my Queen. I love you, Rose.
Ashe!
Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe! Oh!
Don't worry. We're with you. I was with you then 14 years ago. I'm with you now. You have never left my thought. Never. Never.
Agitating for our rights, and I never stop chant until I hear down Babylon wall. In Jaja arms and the army of King Rastafari. Rastafari is our leader. I fear no foe. Rastafari is our leader. I sure to win. Rastafari is a righteous leader. I sure to win. That's right.
2020 is the year of reckoning. 2020 marked 400 years and one since they brought us into this struggle that we're enduring. It is over. It is finished. Thy will must be done. We must reclaim what rightfully belongs to us. On the 29th of February 2020, a young man, 30 years old, by the name of William King Alice, will be coming to Jamaica. Coming to Jamaica to speak to our Jamaican people, the great ancestors, the great leaders that still dwell among us as a people. He's going to be here to give his voice, to his people. So William King, Alice, we love you, man. We respect the work that you've been doing after your mother, who was an heroin addict, your father, a former gang member, and also a serial con man. We respect you, King, for coming to Jamaica and to expose and to show our young men who are killing each other, to let them know that they're king. Their lineage is Africa. Their wealth is tremendous. They are kings and they don't even know it. We welcome you, my brother, with open arms. Come to us, William King Alice. Come to us, your people, and help us with this fight. Paul Bogle did it many years ago. Nanny of the Maroon did it many years ago. Sam Sharp did it many years ago. And the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey did it many years ago. Taki also did it many years ago. We must pick up the mantle and carry the mantle that these great ancestors have started, and to make sure that we do what must be done to reclaim our rightful place on this earth as Earth's rightful ruler. Shanika Anderson, I love you now, and I will always love you. There's a place in my heart for you.
Songs of deliverance, we've been liberated from our bondage. Oh, we're the sons and the daughters, so let us sing. Oh Oh, I am. No, I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Today that makes us enough.